Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity with Kevava and his friends, where we just acquired enough money to hire someone to explore some more of the Whalewood, and we want to reacquire all the troop that Kevava once had acquired. And as we know that bears are already too dangerous, or that bears are too dangerous for us now, we want to acquire a bear ourselves.
Hail and well met.
Kevava knows just the girl who can do that. We're going to need a level 2 adventurer now. You should always hire the highest adventurer. If you hire always the highest adventurer. It costs some money, but you won't get the XP back. Yeah, this game has limited XP, and 250 coppers isn't that much. You should really buy XP, because cash you can generate later with your castle. XP you cannot really generate that easily. And at least at the start XP is very helpful. So, as I said, he knows a girl. Just a girl. She's an elf, a wood elf. Part of a group of wood elves that united with the core group of Kevava once, and he now has enough money to pay the traveling costs for one of the girls. And we want a ranger first to explore the wood. You would want a ranger. Stealth and survival a bit, which is good. And what we really want is someone who can shoot from afar, do really much damage, and has a tank with her. Now a bear is good for damage reduction, so a bear is really ideal to tank some physical damage, which we really do want. Antelope is very good too, because she has naturally superior defenses. But I think we want a bear. Boar, lion, stag, wolf, they're all nice and easy, but we really want a companion who can take some hits, because the main problem is that you lose your companion. And then this really brings your damage down as a ranger, because you're sad that your companion is down and unconscious and all that kind of stuff. So the choice in Path of the Damned should really be antelope or bear if you use the pet as a tank. If you already have enough tanks or melee characters who are tanking, then you'll go for one of these guys. But in this group we want a bear. And because he's also like anti-authoritarian, she calls her bear Lord Paw. Why Lord Paw? Because she wants to say that animals can also be noble. The first, and the second is kind of a joke. She likes to command lords around. And what can she do, really? She is a pretty mighty girl. Really dexterous too, but frail a bit. Very perceptive. Not that resilient, but she's not in the front row, so it's okay. And she is quite bright in the head. Now, she's from the Dead Fire Archipelago too. She has been traveling much, and this is the area where she has most been. And this is also where she met our friend Kavaver, who's also from the Dead Fire Archipelago. Now, what has she been? We're obviously going for some kind who has athletics. We already have mechanics covered by Kavaver, who is an expert in that. So she could be a hunter, which would be good for stealth attacks, or a slave, which is always helpful. Athletics and survival is something you'll always want, and we want that. Because she had been a slave once, and yeah, basically want these pretty specializations. Because she's primarily there to fight and do damage, and athletics will help there, and survival as well, as she can eat something, and it will make her satiated pretty long. As for her looks, she also has the wild style that is common in Kavaver's group. She's got some hair. And as it goes,
Hey
she's
there.
a pretty smooth girl, all in all. Pretty nice with nature. She loves her bear. And she's pretty calm because of that. And her name is pretty elven name. Kael'Vasser Greensleeves. Well, Greensleeves is too long. Well, that's bad. We'll just call her Kael'Vasser Greenleaf, which also fits her character. She can already level up, of course. She already has good survival as a ranger. We want to add some athletics to that. And we could really go for an offensive talent, Grand Marksman. That is really good. We have a wood elf because of that accuracy too. So marksman would be perfect. But I think we want first to have our companion resilient, so that will be our first talent. There he is, Lord Paw with 53 endurance. Pretty tough animal. Now we're going to change formation. And which is pretty neat, you can add the pets in the formation too. I think that's pretty great. Now we want to disperse that a bit, and we want tanks in the front and maybe Kuwaber here in the mid. Protected pretty well from the flanks, because he's no tank, and the tanks are getting the flanks.
Yeah.
I could hire someone else for 500 gold, but yeah, that's just too much. We could give our priest the scrolls, so that he has something extra just in case. Going to look for some vegetables. Institution. Might. Some rice. And Svef. Ooh. Oh, that's a pretty good thing. It's good for our tank, I think. Just in case our tank will get this. Your tank some meat. As meat was might and endurance. Nah, let's give that to Kuwaber. Poultry for our tank. And our ranger, Miss Greenleaf, can have the vegetables. So, before the pretty hard fights, she'll eat some vegetables and hit better then.
Huh?
So now let's look into that. Let's look again at the slope, at the ruins, which we encountered at the first part of the Whalewood. And let's see if our tank or if Kuwaber can now go upward there. Maybe we'll find something there that will help us with the fight against the bears. Going to scale the wall and ask Adonan to climb up. And he needed athletics 5, so Adonan finds a handhold upon one of the large stones and starts the climb. Despite a few loose rocks and awkward angles, Adonan makes swift progress and quickly arrives at the top of the wall. Once there, Adonan helps you up and over the side. So, what are you? There's Fulvano's gloves, camping supplies. The scrawled letter. Scrawled letter. I do not think you will ever see this, but you were right, Fulvano. We should have journeyed south together and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I have put myself out of reach of the beasts circling below, but I am done for all the same. I do not think I will rise again. Whoever finds this, pray for me. Perhaps in the next life I shall be a trapper of wolves. So, This guy has had some pretty bad luck. Let's take the rest with us and remember that there's still some camping supplies here, which we can maybe acquire later. Let's go back down. Now we have these gloves, and he has deflection bonus. Let's give him the reflex bonus as well. Because, yeah, Kivava already has that bonus. So now deflection and reflex save. As I already said, this doesn't add up on items, so if you have one item with 5 reflex and another with 7 reflex, you will have 7 on reflex save. Because only the strongest item counts if you want that. So let's try this again. This time a little bit better prepared.
A blade in the dark.
A bear, a young bear, and another young bear, if I remember right. Oh, let's position now.
Yes?
So now let's put some armor on these guys. And we want to put marked prey on the big bear.
Hey there.
I want to knock down the bear, or at least try to do that. Also, really want her to have the defensive outlook. Just go for the nearest opponent and hit it. You have no target. That should help too.
Well, lava. Beyond. Seek.
Try to knock down the bear a second time. Kawawa killed the first young bear. So we can go there and attack the big one. Who's also a marked prey.
Hey there.
Tank bear is doing well. To try to daze these bears to low endurance on Lord Paw. But we're working on it, we're interrupting him. The other bear. You can also heal now. Chihuahua destroyed the other bear. Destroyed, how that sounds.
What is it?
And we're helping Lord Paw now. Now that was a much better fight. And you can see how much a ranger can help here.
Huh?
A pet that can tank even for only a bit can be so useful.
They'll never know I'm here.
We're stealthing here to find some hidden stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at that. We have a quarterstaff with increased reach. That's nice. What is there also? Mice crawl through eye sockets and over firmware.
as you wish.
And we have found something. Scroll, lockpicks, and some copper pieces. Cave coral. Now let's explore this murder by the vicious beasts. Lost spirit, a figure drifts, suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. We'll reach out. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck a blow. Head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. Feels like we're reliving this past of Percy. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale hunting deer. Now you're standing before the cavern and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There's a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, toward light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there's a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there is great dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the spectre lingers. In a span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. I met him on the road, your friend. Sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him and see that he answers for what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exaltation, growing fainter and fainter, until you are alone once more. Oh, that was creepy.
Huh?
But we know now that Nonton hasn't been talking much of the truth here.
Right.
And what we will do now is talk to him, as he said he wanted to go to Gilded Whale. And we have also now explored everything in the Whalewood, or so I hope. So we're going back to Gilded Whale. And now we'll also talk to the dwarven woman there. But first, and of course I've played the opening chapters, I know where that guy is. He is at the house of Percy's wife. Ingrid. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing 2 budging vessels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Well met, friend.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. You know this man, Nunton? Nunton Cuss. Yes, I think we met in the Whalewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? I know what really happened in that bear cave, Nunton. The color drains from Nunton's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Ingrid. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Nunton, touching his arm. This is about the accident. We are both grieving Pearlie's loss. Pearlie was his name, but it was a wild animal's doing. Nunton shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What would make you suggest such a thing? We're not talking about the vision. That is too dangerous in this gilded whale. Just gonna ask him out. Why did you do it? He was your friend. Ingrid. Nunton hesitates, and then his expression darkens. My friend. He was a cruel enough man to his friends. You didn't know him. You wouldn't defend him if you did. His hand falls to his sword belt. Nunton, wait! Ingrid raises her hand. I don't know what you saw in that cave. But this isn't what you think, Burley, my husband. He was as much a beast as that bear. Tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. He looks away, expression pained. Nunton, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind, who cared for me. And who killed for you, it seems. Please, all we want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. He looks down at the satchels. We've some coin saved up, and you could have it, if you'll only let us go. Well, we're not going to take this to the authorities, because we hate the authorities, and she has a point. If her husband was such a beast. So we're not gonna kill them or put them to the Megastrat, but they should suffer for that. At least a bit. And we could profit from that, so sounds fair enough. Hand it over. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. She fumbles through one of their bags and withdraws a heavy coin purse, which she hands to you, for your compassion. Gain 50 copper. Let's go, Nunton. We've got a long way ahead of us. Alright, so we got some vengeance from the grave. Let's look what they have left behind. Dagger. And a book about the broken stone wall. What's that? This bottle of Sunreed is half empty. Seem to have drunk. And let's see if they
I'll take a peek.
I see something.
hit something. Ah, yes. Gold rot chew. Minus fatigue. That's good. Spirits. That's good too. Grappling hook, camping supplies. Yeah. Good to know that there's another pack of camping supplies in here. Really enough camping supplies in this game. And yeah. Let's look what's up anymore in this. Let's go to the windmill. There's something up here. Seems like an angry mob. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. Trumbull, a muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door, gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainer. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for another, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Alright, let's explore what was that about. A dwarf. Kavawa doesn't like dwarves that much, but maybe the dwarf has a point. Maybe we're plucking up everything. Something behind here? No. A miller, so part of the authorities, maybe. Trumbull, an elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back, if you value your life. I don't like being threatened. We have that in common, then, Trumbull says, raising his chin a little. With all the poison Swainers dripping in their ears, it's not going to be long before someone decides they'd rather do things the messy way. I won't let anything happen to my family. Who's that guy? The dwarf. The one standing out there spreading lies among the villagers. Bastard's been here for decades, and he hasn't gotten any kinder with time. The miller hesitates, then lowers the crop a fraction. Who are you? Is Swainer roping foreigners into his little crusade now? My name is Kavawa Forgedawn. No, I won't tell him his name. I'm just careful like that, or Kavawa is careful like that. It was all that ruckus outside. Where to begin? Swainers whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores, claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the western side of town for ale, and Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town, the crops blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, Trumbull gestures to the sacks and containers, it's gone off, rotted through. Can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not... Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard. With stores so limited, maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Orfra, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. You can just keep things calm. Until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? Wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Swainer then. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore. Maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. You'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. Let's go to Swainer, and he's probably in the tavern. Drinking the ale we shouldn't drink. So, let's go over here. Into the tavern. I haven't gained enough yet to hire another one of our friends, which is a pity, but let's see if we can get some more coppers. Or let's just maybe resolve that situation. Well, let's talk to the innkeeper first. Said she knows.
Good day to you.
Seems like she doesn't know. But we haven't visited our dwarven friend in the kitchen here. So, hi there. Oh, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. So good to be back. I do not think this will let you... Do not think I'll let this go unrewarded. I'll have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. The party has gained a recipe, savory pie. Savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Oh, that's nice. Let's look that up. What have we gained here? There's some kind of Recipe? That? No? Maybe in the crafting section, huh? Food. Savory pie. Right, grain, beer and meat. Oh, we have that. And it will give quite some might and perception. We're going to craft this. So we needed meat and beer. Put this in the inventory and then let's craft a savory pie. Delicious smelling pie with a golden crust and a meat filling guaranteed to leave one feeling battle ready. There we go. We have that savory pie and it's going to go to Kebabber.
Yeah.
Now let's talk to Swainer.
What is it?
So,
Welcome.
dwarf. Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. I saw you outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town. On account of he's got the mill to his name. So he wants to be the authority. That's not good. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wet we bring him and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. What are you doing in here then? What's it look like? Drinking till I forget how much I want to put up a pitchfork through Trumbull's face. Maybe I could go talk to him for you. Ha! You think you'll get through to him? Well, we haven't. The man's thick as a pit bog. What's that? I hear he got his soul read. Found his kin used to grow sunrit trees for the Adiran laws up until they figured out their side was losing. Explains why his knees still age to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. So an authoritarian. Yeah. Well, you know what side we're on with Kebabber. He'll be holed up in that mill for days, the coward. Dwarf eyes you considering. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We'll owe you one if you manage it.
As you wish.
Well, I got no choice but to try this. So let's talk to the guy again. See if he can give out some grain. Or pay them more, for that matter. And maybe he could give us something too, while he's at it. So,
Good day, stranger.
Trumbull nods a curt greeting. You're back. Have you had any luck with Swainer? Spoke to him. Trumbull takes a deep breath. And what did he say? He says you're treating the farmers unfairly, raising prices and giving them rotten grain. Of course he does. He's been saying nothing else for days now. The man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. What's going on here? Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. Well, oh, we already had that. And I have more questions
Greetings.
about this whole situation. And I have no more
Good
questions.
day, stranger.
It seems like, or the middleman has convinced us that there's really nothing we can do for that matter. We won't kill the miller. Because, yeah. He's not that bad of a man if he wants to give the grain to pregnant woman. Orphra, wasn't that the... That was the woman Callista wanted to help. Was her sister. And yeah.
I do.
Got this trouble with the miller. I haven't anything else to say, but that guy isn't like best talker too, so maybe if I buy you all around, will you talk to me then? Fair enough, you bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. No. Are we doing that? Let's talk to the innkeeper.
Hail, traveler.
I'd like to buy a round for the fine fellows over there. 6 coppers. Fine fellows, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Cannot we skip the payment? It's for a good cause? Oh no, you don't. I've been fooled often enough. Giving them a jolly evening's worth, it's hardly a good cause, Pascal laughs. However, they convinced you, believe me, it's not worth the copper pieces.
Gods keep you.
Then let's pay 6 copper. Right then, here 3 drinks for the 3 fools. Just take care with them. They're a hot-tempered bunch. Let's see if we can bring them down with some beers. I want drinks. Hey, so you have, by the flame, I had never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe we could make this a community project and ask some of the other villagers for help, because the miller is not able to help you. Swainer eyes you for a few moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from that tree out here. Looks to his comrades. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pascal needs a hand around the inn? So, alright, it's cost us 6 coppers, which is okay, and now gonna talk to the miller again. These guys. Not able to talk. Well, sometimes you'll need help from an outsider. With them being stubborn and all. With a drink, many things can be solved. The elf is an authoritarian, but he doesn't mean badly, so.
Good day to you.
And I spoke to Swainer again, Trumbull. Convince him to leave your family in peace. Why, that's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with the drink half the time. Oh, you a great debt. Here. Pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. 2 days' earnings to show my appreciations. And you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. That's all you can afford? 1 day? After I saved your family? Oh, no, of course, that's fair. Here, I've saved some coin just in case we... Well, here it is anyway. We don't need it now. Oh, let's get some money from him, if nothing else. 40 coppers. Now we stand a chance of getting through the years. Trumbull smiles proudly. All thanks to you. Safe travels, friend. And another good deed done. Nice. And a fairly good reputation in Gilded Vale. We're rational. Yeah, this is what Kevaver is. Could steal something here, and there's another door. We could look for things here. Why not? Have you had something hidden here? If you've hidden some grain, I'm gonna maybe retry. No. There's nothing hidden, so alright. Now let's go to that pregnant woman. See if she needs help. Because it seems like she's alone, and a pregnant woman alone... You know how Kawawa thinks about people being alone out there. He wants to help them because they are alone. He's been alone all of his youth, and it wasn't a pretty experience.
What is it?
So hi, don't mind my face. The wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself or perhaps to her unborn child. She's clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Well met, friend.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise when she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Nice cat. Ofra smiles brightly. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. Who are you expecting? My sister Kalisha is traveling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one, she pauses. Don't suppose you've seen her on the road or the caravan, perhaps? It's Master Odima's about that. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Ofra covers her mouth with her hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping. Her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kalisha was always so certain she would take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Ofra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. She mentioned that you needed help. Perhaps I could help you, then? Ofra looks at you with some surprise before dabbling at her nose with the sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. Not a small favor. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kalisha as much as I could. But all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Well has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Redrick, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my head heart gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. So your husband is dead too, huh? I hoped Kalisha could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollow-boned, but she moved south to Enslurk's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey is too far from me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Kalisha gone. Please, can you help me? I'll find her, yeah? Ofra blinks, eyes wide. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you a coin to pay her with. Needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of, well, I'm not sure. But it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Enslurk's Compass is what we call the lagoon of the south, to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She claps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Oh, so there's something we can do. There's something we can take from here? No?
Huh?
Alright, another 20 coppers. We'll need really more coppers too, so let's ask for more jobs that go into that direction maybe. Oh, See what we can find in this place. Into the Black Hound Inn. I haven't been here at the smithery. I'd really be keen to get another companion too. But these traveling costs, you know. So big, 500 gold. Alright, who are you? Tuatano. This Aumaua man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muzzle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. Offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome, you're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? That it is. Been here nearly on 20 years now, seen all manner of things over the years, good luck and bad. Tuatano glances at the guard standing watch along the wall. But the Black Hammer smithery remains. What do you have here? Come to us at a strange time. I'm afraid the stock's not what it used to be. But we've fine weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now and haven't seen a sign of it. If they expect they were hit by bandits, the road out east is crawling with them, or my workers ran off with the wagons themselves, maybe to make some coin. Tuatano snorts. As if that lot would dare. Tuatano scratches his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon. For my shipland, at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow. I expect only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to his grace, Lord Redrick. Ah, the lords always. Tuatano glances at the nearby guard, and that is that as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. Just don't have the iron. Well, I cannot battle Lord Redrick yet, but I'll see them back safe and sound, and maybe your supplies too. I'd appreciate your trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll have you much more to offer you. A discount to start, and if you do find my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. Alright. Now, is there something we could take with us? There is indeed. Here on the board is something. A book. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. Bellows sigh into the furnace and the coals burn brighter still. What are you guys? Oh, you're these soul minions. Yeah, they're actually the souls of the supporters of this community project of Pillars of Eternity, so we should be thankful they're there, otherwise we wouldn't have this great game. So, we wanted to talk to the dwarven woman now. Hanging on the tree. And we can go to this temple too.
Yes.
So. Hi. Caldara de Beranzi. The squat distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow about her that casts no light on its surroundings. There's a timid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Yeah, we are a watcher, she said. Let's find out what that's about. Reach out for the woman. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded through to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. When you open them again, she's staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so. She smiles at you. Ooh, creepy.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
Yeah, that's why we came here. What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well, a wonder!
What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
All right, let's go to this guy then. Thanks and farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the news, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. And we were granted Crucible of the Soul. What is that? Watcher unravels the vital essence of his or her enemies, gaining endurance in the process. Well, that's good for close combat. And we still need some money for more companions.
Right. 17 and a half.
Maybe let's go into that temple here. And I'm ignoring Adair consciously, because we're not going to take him, as we want a fresh group that is not known
Well,
already. Who are you? Burton. A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain.
Hello!
Ah, thought you were some... Never mind, whoever you are. You've traveled a long way to reach a dark place. This temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best, times being as they are. Groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter. That's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. Regards you warily. Maybe you'd have better luck. With what? Man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Irthas, the scattered god. Grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Durwood, from Red Keras even. Until the war, of course. Even then you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Get to the point. I'm not interested in history much. As you like. Once the legacy started, Lord Redrick decided he'd been too lenient on the Eothasians. He had his people go in and put them all to the sword, left them down there buried under a Hapier rock. Heretics or not, their deaths didn't stop the legacy, didn't do much of anything at all. They didn't deserve to go like that, chopped down in their god's house. You can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. No small task. There's coin in it for you, if you need motivating. Yeah, burying people seems like a good thing, even if they were authorities, but now they're dead, and in death we're all the same. I should know it, I'm a death god-like. Thinks Kavaber. So... I take it you aren't supposed to be in here, is that right? Burton laughs bleakly. Well, I'm meant to be in and out, nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone, it's just... Lord Redrick's forbidden anyone having anything to do with the scattered god. It'd be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process. Alright, you're still a suspicious man, Burton, but I'll find them and get you the coin. Then by the flame I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long, it's crawling with creatures. If you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers. Switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. Burton looks up at the stairs. You might talk to that Adair fellow, if Redrick hasn't hanged him yet. Word is he's a follower of the dead god. Maybe he'll know something more about this place. Usually out by the smithy. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Alright, let's talk to Adair about the dead god. Before we go in there. Oh, hi. The smell of pipe smoke. Once earthy and sweet winds its way into your nostrils, your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against the mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking
people hanging
about?
from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted anyway. Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in a dwarf woman? He looks at you at a moment, his brow arched, his smirk broadened.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a radrick at first.
What's it to you? You'll have to forgive my curiosity. Around here we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead. Well, it's none of your business. Fair enough. If folks around here minded their business, and that tree over there have a few less wind chimes, maybe I should take heed. I'll leave you to your crops staring. Now that didn't help, so... Let's go back into that old temple of Eothas. Talking to that strange fellow. It was not unsympathetic, but didn't tell us much that helped. So, it seems to be the rising sun and the 3 dawn stars, the symbol of Eothas. And with this view, I leave you. Hope you had fun, and see you next time when we explore the first level of this old temple. See ya!